Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? How we doing today? Alright. Back at it. I really wish they'd just give me my horse already, but nope. No horse for me. I gotta run. I wish there was a builder on this like there is on Immortals. I think it'd be a really good idea and a really cool concept. Because a lot of these skills just, you don't know which ones go together until you try them out. And by the time you start working with them, you're spending close to 10,000 gold just trying to get the build that is actually viable for both AoE and single target. I had a lot of issues early on with like boss fights and stuff like that, so hopefully this kind of helps the problem. But implementing a build system that actually helps you kind of get viable builds would be a really cool idea. I know the game's super new and there's a lot of people out there that are putting together their own personal builds that are working for them, but some of those don't actually work for everybody, and having something that's a little more, I guess you could say, adaptable when it comes to the leveling system would be absolutely a W in my book. But now, ultimately, my biggest problem isn't necessarily going to be, my biggest problem isn't necessarily going to be the build itself, but like when you're doing the solo content and you're fighting bosses and you're fighting elites, as like, for example, as a necromancer, our primary attack is stationed. We are not able to move when we're using our primary, so everything that we do is either our minions or it's going to be using essence. And when you're in a position like that, it definitely makes you have to kind of take into consideration your AoE damage and being able to continuously place damage on things and increase damage all around you. Another thing that's really tough is the targeting system for the bosses so far. They focus minions, which is nice for, you know, the tank option, but at the same time, if you're not generating corpses to bring them back to life, you're not doing anything. Um, I have a couple notes here that I'm just kind of going from. So when you're fighting those harder mobs, not having a consistent damage output makes it to where you don't get these corpses to summon more of your minions. So when they're focused and they die and your primary attack is stationed, you definitely feel like you're in a bad spot. So a couple more things is, if you're new and you haven't done it yet, make sure you guys are doing side quests. The healing potions upgrade that you can get from a side quest is absolutely huge. Do not avoid it. It makes it to where your healing potions heal for more, and your elixirs heal for more. And it's based off your level. Speaking of which, I probably have to go upgrade it because I'll go check at 30. But makes a huge difference when you're in those fights. You know, if you are at level 25 and you still have the normal elixirs and you're playing a build that's not able to sustain health very easily, those elixirs really come in handy. And having a way to drop health orbs and stuff like that as a necromancer is nice, but they don't always benefit the way you need them to. Sometimes they just give you overpower, which is basically like, in my opinion, it's not as strong as it needs to be. But we'll avoid that right now. There's a lot of people that have done a lot more. Let's see. The minion system's absolutely awesome. I've only played the Necromancer so far. I'm gonna max level the Necromancer, then I'm gonna go down the list just for this series. But so far, I really like the Necromancer just based on the fact that it is an easier one to play when it comes to, I guess you could say, not boss fights. Boss fights are kind of a pain. I was not streaming the big boss fights and stuff like that I've had recently, that like in the past, but hopefully we get one here on this stream, and you guys can just see the complication that I run into when they're focusing my minions, and I'm losing all of that damage output because I'm spec'd into their damage. Another thing that would be nice is just like a different spec for single target and AoE, to where I can swap between them. Maybe that comes at a later level, but as for right now, it's not something that I'm seeing as a possibility. So it would be nice to have it even at a low level, just being able to swap between, because those boss fights are definitely intense, especially when you're doing all content solo. One more disclaimer is the fact that if you use a mouse and keyboard, you cannot move like this. It is mouse movement only. So I do suggest, if you like the fluidity and you like being able to dodge like you're supposed to be able to, hopefully they change it shortly, but they need WSAD movement. They need normal movement. Because as of right now, it is just click if I go to mouse and keyboard. So I am using a Microsoft Pro controller, and it is allowing me to have a little bit more fluid movement when it comes to this. But as you see, like, they've killed all of my minions other than my golem. Just because I was talking. But, yeah. So make sure that if you guys like the way that Diablo 3 played, that you guys definitely get a controller. Ring around the rosy. We have some, I believe we don't have any unspent talents right now. We have one, which, Army of the Dead, Skeletal Warriors. Okay, so it will give me instant mages. Okay, we'll try that, see what happens. Because if it works and I don't have to have corpses, that actually might be a win. Being able to summon every so many cooldowns might be huge when it comes to just sustainability. Creepy crawly bastards. And the golem uses like a it's like a AoE taunt, which is cool to pull everything in. The next build we're probably going to go with is Druid. I've seen a lot of really cool Druids out there. I just don't like the character customization so far. The character customization for classes is very limited. Um, so you can't choose body type. All you have is like a few options for um, your head, your hair style. Everything is very very few. There was not a lot of time put into character customization at all. And I understand that they're going with lore and concept when it comes to like the druid, the lore in the game, but the fact that you have to be burly or you have to be bigger is just it's kind of off-putting for somebody that likes to play really like nimble. So I mean, I don't like the fact that you can't change your body style for classes. Like, this guy's way too skinny in my opinion, but it's the only one you can get, so. It just seems like after all the years that Blizzard's been working on this, that would have been something simple to implement, but it's not. It's not a game killer. I honestly, and I'm going to be 100% with you guys, if you guys haven't tried Diablo Immortals, definitely give it a shot. It is 100% free to play. It's not free to win. And it is, in my opinion, one of the better versions of Diablo that's ever been like released. And it just brings back that nostalgic feel. Let's go clear this real quick. I got enough to make this work. Let's see. Do I lose damage reduction? Let's look real quick. As willpower, but I lose. Another thing I really don't like is the armor system. Like, it tells you it's better armor rating, but none of the others give you like an idea of what you're losing and what you're keeping, unless there's another way. Let's see what shift does real quick. Yeah, see, like all it does is tell me that my armor is better on this, but ultimately I lose 4 strength, I gain fire resistance, I gain cold resistance, and while my barrier is active, which I don't use, there's an 11% chance to ignore incoming direct damage from distant enemies. So cool, but it's not. Rare staff. You have to be a sorcerer to use a staff. Maybe that's something I could put on. I mean, I'm not going to put anything low level on market, but right now I'm using this, which critical strike damage, damage to slowed enemies, damage to close enemies, and 22 intelligence. But like, it just don't make no sense. I really wish it would show me more. One of the oldest forms of magic in the is brewing potions. By far most common is these healing potions. Wait, what? An elixir cache. I think that's just, I don't know. It just sits there, so it just takes up an inventory spot for no reason. Love it. Alright, here's a small boss fight. This is just an elite. He should melt down pretty quick. We do pretty good against these little guys. It's bosses that have checkpoints that we have issues with. Oh shit. Him. Everything should go smoothly. Trying to hit him with fucking blight. There we go. Oh, he's immune again. Oh shit. Looks like we lost all of our minions. Let's get them back.
I need more time.
Oh, well, let's work on that. Alright, we're enraging. Just gonna try to burn. He's still immune. Reapers are just getting dropped so fast.
I need more essence.
The shield's down. $166 armor, 1 rank of blight, which I believe I have maxed out, which would make 0 sense to take. You know, we got blight maxed out. I didn't even know I had that ability. It's from gear. What the hell? Okay. Again, there's a lot of abilities I haven't used yet, so kind of seeing what they do is pretty cool. Just going down the list here. Two seconds. Just gotta check something real quick. Back to notes. Because I wanted to look something up that I just never did. Alright. So supposedly this summons everything onto my location. I also wish consuming these corpses just instantly healed my other ones, but it doesn't seem like it does that, which is okay. I'm fine with that, but damn it. Follow the line. Someone's invited me to a party and I don't even know who the fuck they are. One sec.
Yo, we got 5 teams.
What was that?
Bring that Biggie. I see.
Do I have it big?
Yeah, I got my. What you
Oh,
want?
bet.
My big locker, power forward.
You guys stand your big and then home bring out whatever shooter, deep shooter.
You said you got 5?
Yeah, we got 5 teams.
I bet. Level 50. I'm just gonna let him do his thing. We'll drop down. I don't want to play anyways, so that's fine with me. We're just gonna run past everything. If we get too caught up, we'll just stop and kill everything at once. But creepy crawlies. Snakes are fast as shit. And we'll let the golem catch up so he's not spawning 20 fucking times. There we go. I wanted to play all the builds till like max level and then kind of go through and figure out which one I want to play next. So Necromancer's been fun. We'll see what happens. I might not even go to max level. I might just go till the end of the storyline depending on where it ends. Cause as of right now, what the hell, man?
No
One
ally
sec.
in town.
I might have to go play. Yo, it's good.
Yo,
What do you need?
what you got, bro?
I got everything.
Yeah, deep lock.
Yeah, I got a two-way
Deep ass
three-point
slide.
shooter. Yeah.
Yep. You got